What do I know all means? All right, here. I tell you what, Tom.
Wait a minute. I would like anybody out there listening, I would like to hear from guys who would find it disturbing to find out that their wife or girlfriend had been using a toy. And if so, has it caused trouble in their relationship? Those are a couple of things I would like to know. And this has increased over time, or at least the amount of women admitting to it, because it's 92% of women this year. It was only 74% in 79, and only 62% in 62% of women were doing themselves in 1953, John.
My goodness, and I knew them all. We were a little club. We used to get together and we used to pretend that we were making a quilt. And while we were sitting there looking like we were sewing on top, my goodness, down underneath we were just diddling away. Oh, God, there's nothing better. Usually we used to have secret little attachments for the end of a knitting needle and just plunge each other till our heart's content.
Oh, Lord.
Good gravy.
Well, again...
You know what I think we should do?
You go back to William Burroughs' novel, Naked Lunch, which was from 19... What? I don't know, but there was a
Steely Dan.
The Steely Dan, the name of the band, they got their name from the steam-powered dildo.
Right.
In that book that was named Steely Dan.
Right. I've actually seen one of those things.
Have you really? A steam-powered dildo?
There was what was it? It was on Boston Legal. What was his name? Ed Begley Jr. plays a collector of odd sexual devices from the late 1800s, and he had one, and they had it in court.
Yeah, now they got just these machines that'll just fuck a girl to death. You see him on Howard Stern all the time.
All right, Tom, considering we have a couple of Buccaneers fans in our audience, I thought this was rather interesting. We have a new player in the NFL that has changed his name legally, and it is not Chad Ochocinco. It is Greg White, who is not a high-profile player
from the Bucs
for the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
but he has changed his name legally to Styles G. White.
Styles G. White.
Styles G. White. And he has named himself not Styles because it sounds cool and it might make him styling. No, he's named himself after a character from the movie Teen Wolf.
With Michael J. Fox.
Styles,
yeah, I remember Styles. It was his friend Styles. Yeah.
There you go. So
why the hell does he want that guy's name?
I don't know, because as far as I can tell right now, I'm going to keep a tally. That's one guy in the NFL that got the reference, or one guy, or one guy out here in our listening audience so far is Tom that got the reference and remembers that character from that crappy ass movie.
I remember Styles.
Much better movies you could take a name from.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
All right. All right, you ready for this one? This is from the irony department. The irony is ironic department. Ready? An American anti-kidnap expert was kidnapped on his way to a conference in Mexico to tell people how to avoid being kidnapped.
Now that is irony. That is the truest form
I feel
of
bad.
irony.
I don't mean to. Sorry, dude. I mean, I know you're kidnapped and your family's probably feeling bad, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Felix Batista had negotiated with kidnappers scores of times to win the release of victims, but U.S. security expert has vanished after a series of mysterious phone calls, appointments, and messages, and an ominous turn in the struggle to rein in Mexico's increasingly aggressive kidnapping. He was on his way to... Oh, my God.
That's funny.
He was on his way to a conference to try to tell people how to protect themselves from being kidnapped when he was snagged.
That is the greatest example of irony. You know, I remember listening to a comedian talk about Alanis Morissette's song "Ironic." You remember that song? Isn't it ironic?
Right.
Because in the song, she's got a line that says, "It's being stuck in your car in heavy traffic when you're already late." And the comedian goes, "Well, that's not ironic. That's just a goddamn coincidence. You just happen to be late and stuck in your car in traffic. It would be ironic if you were on your way to a meeting to tell people how to solve the traffic jam problem in your city." Then it would be ironic.
Exactly. That's irony. Right. Being an anti-kidnapping expert on your way to a conference to explain to people how not to be kidnapped, you get kidnapped. That is irony.
Wow.
By the way, for anybody in the listening audience that was part of that thing there, get your money back for that friggin' seminar now. ASI Global LLC was his company. Sell. Could you imagine? They're throwing him in the corner. No, you don't understand. I'm supposed to be able to avoid this. Clubbing him with a gun.
Jesus. Wow.
All right. You got any other stories?
Funny. No, I got one, but I'm going to save it for next week because it's a Christmas story.
No.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Tell you what, I'm going to give a shout out here to My Gridiron Space, which is an advertiser we're going to have on a cartoon. And his new site is pretty neat, Tom. It's a little like MySpace for football fans.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm very happy because I opened it up on the front page. There's a big picture that says separated at birth, and it shows that stupid Geico caveman and Marshawn Lynch. So that's pretty damn funny.
There you go.
It says separated at birth, Marshawn Lynch and Unga Bunga.
Ah, that's great.
So yeah, it's got a sense of humor. MyGridironSpace.com, man. So check that out. All right, let's see. I got a few emails this week. This one comes from Kravis, the Lions fan. So get your violin ready. Hope you remember me from the Pal Talk days, as though, Tom, they were such a long time ago when we remembered to open that room. I've been a loyal listener to the podcast since the very first episode. As a Lions and Michigan fan, oh, man.
Wow.
I shudder to read what's next, Tom. This might be a suicide note.
I know.
I have been taking quite a pounding from you guys this year, but it has been almost cathartic.
Wait, hold it.
Whoa, hold it.
Don't.
Okay.
I don't even know what the hell I was going to say now, so just continue.
He's been taking quite a pounding from us, Tom. He's a magnificent bottom.
Yeah.
Extraordinary bottom, John. It's
extraordinary bottom. But it's been almost cathartic in what has been a dismal football year for me. I still love the show and the cartoons and hope you guys will never stop doing them. However, I do have one bone to pick with John.
Uh-oh.
Your rant against the NHL last week was so hypocritical that I had to laugh.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it's because you are from the D.C. area and are forced to be a Capitals fan. Man, nice shot there.
Ooh.
But when you said that the NHL is like cockfighting, I must recall that you have always said about players getting hurt in the NFL. You said you never wish injury upon anyone, but that you are always a fan when a QB takes a massive hit so hard that he leaves the game. I seem to remember you talking gleefully about brain matter coming out of a certain quarterback's helmet from being hit so hard. My whole point being, let's not pretend that as a fan of football, you are on some moral high ground from hockey fans when it comes to enjoying a little ultra-violence in your sport.
I think he misunderstood.
He clearly did misunderstand, and let me make the record clear.
I don't think we were saying they shouldn't fight in hockey. We were saying don't suspend a guy for what he said when you got this kind of crap going on in your league like you're all high and mighty or something. We're calling them hypocrites.
My point about it is, the NHL, I have nothing wrong with violence in hockey. When I say watch international hockey, hey man, you can club the hell out of somebody if you can catch up to him. But the NHL has taken the rink and shrunken it so that you have all these guys rolling around in there with violent intent. It's basically set up to create more harder collisions, more antagonistic behavior, and fights. Because when it happens, the refs don't do anything about it. They don't try to stop it or clean the game up at all. And I'm not saying that it's bad, but let's see it for what it is. A cockfight, you go to the cockfight to watch a couple of roosters fight. You go to an NHL hockey game to see a sport, but they've taken the sport from the arena that it's in and put it in a smaller arena, which forces the action into a much more condensed space, which promotes the violence.
Sloppy seconds.
My sloppy seconds.
For the guy who came right after me.
My sloppy seconds.
But I'm not the first, I guarantee.
Oh, I love that song.
Right. Now, I've got nothing against violence in hockey, and I've got nothing against the good hard hit in hockey or anything like that. I'm just saying that the NHL in its essence has taken it and tried to create more violence than is in hockey.
Yeah, I just think it's silly that they're going to act all high and mighty and moral about a comment from a player, when they've got what they've got going on. I mean, we don't act that way about the NFL. Listen to the crap that players in the NFL say and do.
I know. All right, ready?
Yep.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the NFL, I don't know if you saw this today, but on TMZ.com, there's a nice picture of Plaxico Burress trying to make his image look better, Tom, by going out to a nightclub last night with his wife and daughter.
Oh, God.
His 3-year-old kid is in a club.
I hope he didn't point his leg at the kid.
No, man, she was holding the gun. She's responsible.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, coming from Tommy. Tommy, I'm a Giants fan, and congrats to your Cowboys, Tom. You guys look good. As for you, John, your team sucks cock shit. Damn, man, it's Jump on John Day.
Yeah.
All right, that's
I
fine.
like
I
it.
can take it.
I like it.
I can take it. All right, this comes from Ken, as I recall, who's our Ravens fan. Hey, guys, I just wanted you to know that this week I would absolutely love any referee bashing or other various comedy you can direct at the Men in Stripes for the robbery that was the Ravens-Steelers game. What did you think, Tom? Touchdown or not?
I thought the ball broke the plane, man. I know if you listen to the explanation of the ref after the review, it makes no sense at all because
Wait a minute.
The feet being down in the end zone has nothing to do with whether or not it's a touchdown. The ball has to break the plane, but when he caught the ball, I saw the ball break the plane before he came back out.